What an opening week to the high school baseball season. Hi, everybody. I'm starting up something new here on the channel. This is going to be called the Curtain Call Podcast. I'm going to be dropping these periodically, at least once a week, to kind of rehash what I just saw in the high school season and other events and places that I wind up going. But the Curtain Call Podcast, looking forward to this, everybody. So, where it's me flying solo. Sometimes I might get some guests and throw in here. But the first week of the high school baseball season here in South Florida was absolutely fantastic. Man, we could kind of jump right in because it kind of started off early last week on Tuesday. Doral Academy at American Heritage, and folks, this was a thriller. You had a pitching matchup of two major college guys. Doral Academy was throwing Marcelo Rodriguez, Arizona State commit. American Heritage was going with Talon Holiday, North Carolina commit. And it was a thriller. And those teams, for first game, getting two marquee teams, just talking to people before the game, you got the vibe that was the biggest game in the country. And on that day, and maybe the biggest game in the country this past week in terms of the matchup and the matchup living up to the billing. And heroic moment here. I got a video coming up for you, folks. I'm going to drop this in here right now. This is a home run. Heritage was up 3-1. This is Gavin Ruvalcaba. I hope I'm saying Gavin's name correctly, but Gavin's first baseman, left-handed hitter. I kind of was paying attention to Gavin in warm-ups. I liked the way he was moving around first base. He just looked like a good player. First at bat, I believe it was his first at bat. He got a really clean hit, but this ball you're seeing here, he just crushes it. Doral's trailing 3-1 at the time, one on, and one more look at this swing. Gavin ties it up on one swing, 2-run homer right here. Real key moment, and in this thrilling game, Heritage went back up 5-3 in the bottom of the sixth inning, and but they were unable to hold on. Great rally in the seventh inning by Doral to win it 7-5. But that was a thrilling first game, as you're going to see. Both teams are going to be fine. Both teams are probably they're going to be nationally ranked if they're not already. Just showing it. American Heritage rebounded the next day or two. Chris Levy with a really big week for the Patriots. Second baseman. He had 3 home runs in a week for Heritage, and they ended up winning 2 more games. Doral, just to show you that it's kind of hard to sustain the momentum, and you better be ready each and every game, because they went 2 days later down to Westminster Christian and lost in a close game to the Warriors. Aaron Hernandez, left-hander, Wake Forest commit, threw a very good game that day for Westminster Christian. Good time to remind everyone, please subscribe to this channel. The Man on Second, we're growing this. A lot of people are seeing me out at the field, having a great time doing that, being out there, seeing the teams, talking to players and the coaches and the parents, and getting a lot of really good feedback, a lot of good energy. But, for me to be able to keep growing this channel, I need your support. And, subscribers, I just steamrolled past 2,000. Keep in mind, last year at this time, when I relaunched this channel, now I started this channel up in 2021, but really it only had 154 views for 2 years. I didn't do anything with it. Then about this time last year, I relaunched it, got 2.4 million views last year already. The first 2 months, I'm closing in on 150,000 views. My subscriber total is now over 2,000, approaching 2,100. But we're going to make this channel a really good voice for sports, and all the videos. Check out all the videos on the channel. But let's go to now, a couple of days later, I was up in Parkland for Stoneman Douglas against True North Classical Academy, and all I can say is, wow, what, you talk about, every day having to bring it. Douglas, one of the best teams around. I had them as my preseason number one pick in the state of Florida. I do the state rankings for high school on SI. It's Sports Illustrated's high school division. Used to be known as SB Live or Scorebook Live. Please follow my content there. I had them going. True North Classical was throwing left-hander Alan Soler. And let me, get a photo, an image up here of Alan. Just an amazing performance. Left-handed pitcher, Alan Soler, Central Florida commit. But Alan, there was at least a half a dozen area scouts, from these MLB teams taking an eye on him. And Allen's velocity apparently was up to like 92, which was, he hadn't really hit that. The fact that if he's going to be at 92 and above, Allen's really putting himself in a position to be drafted. Great kid. I ended up meeting him the next night when True North Classical Academy was at NSU School. They are a really fun team to watch, and I'm really looking forward to. Let me give you a little more. People get a good look at this kid. I think there's a slider he's throwing, but he's got fastball, he's got a sinker, he's got a changeup, and a really good slider, as you saw right there. But Alan Soler is someone to completely keep an eye on moving forward. And I'm really impressed with True North Classical Academy. They are coached by Adrian Nieto. Adrian's a former catcher who has time in the big leagues. In my 20 years of covering the Marlins, I actually covered Adrian, and I think he said he was there in 16 and 19 he was with the Marlins, but now he's doing a really, really fine job. He's got True North Classical playing at a very, very high level, and keep an eye on that program. As for the Stoneman Douglas Eagles, they went 1-1 for the week. They're going to be fine when it's all said and done. They will be right back in the thick of things for state and national honors. Impressed in that game by Stoneman Douglas right-hander Chase Wild Route. Chase, in his first year at Stoneman Douglas, 3 innings. He was the starter. Gave up 1 run. It was unfortunate for him. He had 3 strikeouts in 3 innings. But Chase, just to show in a game when you're going against terrific pitching, he gave up, I think it was a leadoff walk, and then he ended up giving up like a 1-out sacrifice fly to Angel Garcia. Tagged the ball pretty well to left field, deep enough to score a run. That turned out to be the only run that True North Classical needed to win the game. Obviously, pitching stole the show, along with Chase having a great performance for Stoneman Douglas. Have to mention Daniel Tartaglia. Daniel was outstanding. 4 innings in relief of shutout ball, 4 strikeouts, left-hander. Very impressed by Daniel. And Drew Friedman overall had a great week for Stoneman Douglas. He had 3 hits and 3 RBIs in the first game. He hit a triple, actually, to lead off the 5th inning for Douglas, but they were unable to score. The Eagles were unable to score, partly because young Carlos Cordova, right-hander, he came in relief of Alan Soler and slammed the door for 2+ innings, and True North Classical held on to win that game impressively. Keep in mind, everyone, in this early part of the season, these starting pitchers, they're not really fully built up yet. 60 to 70 pitches-ish is what we're kind of looking at. So you're getting these guys 3-4 innings, 2+ innings. These offenses are a lot like the big leagues now. They're grinding at bats out. Everyone's got the technology. Everyone's either got TrackMan, Rapsodo. The players are using Driveline. Everyone has video. I'm out there shooting a ton of video. So people are seeing they're not chasing as much. They're, forcing teams to, pitchers to stay in the zone. Guys are giving quality at bats, so they're grinding out at bats, and it's a lot of fun to watch. I was very impressed with the overall play, especially for the first week of the year. Before we get wrapping this up, going to mention some highlights also from the week. I mentioned NSU, Nova Southeastern University. Great week. I think they went 3-0. The next night, it just shows you pitching and emotions. Hard to win back-to-back. True North Classical went to they showed up in Davie to face Nova Southeastern University, NSU. And NSU, the Sharks won 11-5 in that game. And offense was the story in this one. Unlike the first night where pitching stole the show, have to make note of Griffin Pomper, the catcher for U School, outstanding Jacksonville University commit. I have a video I just posted earlier today on Sunday. I'm recording this, a 2-minute video of Griffin Pomper behind the plate. He threw 2 runners out. He receiving very good and involved in a double play on a squeeze play, bunt to the first baseman, flip to the catcher. Pomp gets the out at home, throws on the first to get a huge double play. Very impressive. Threw a guy out at second, threw a guy out at third. Griffin Pomper for the week went 9 for 10, folks. And from what I understand, his only out was a fly ball to the warning track. Also, U School scores a lot of runs. You got Braden Potter in center field. He hit 500 for the week. Rocco Rovetto went 444 for the week with 3 doubles. Actually, Pomper, Potter, and Rovetto each had 3 doubles during the week. And I have to note about Rocco Rovetto, the son of Dan Rovetto, the coach at U School. These guys all pretty much play football. Griffin didn't play as a senior, but Potter plays football. Rovetto plays football. He's offensive lineman. Rocco plays third base, but he got stronger. And I even told his dad, I texted him, I said, because he hit a double to the opposite field. And keep in mind, U School plays in a college field. So it's a much deeper fence than a lot of these other typical high schools. And when it left the bat, I thought it had a chance to possibly be caught. But the ball just kept carrying. You could definitely see that Rocco has added a lot of strength. I really think that's going to put him on the map. I'd like to get some exit velocity numbers on Rocco Rovetto because I think he's going to put himself in potential draftable position if he he's got the college opportunity, and he probably will go college first. But he also stung the ball down the third base line to left field, like kind of one hopper off the fence for a double, and took third on the throw to third. He got an RBI on that hit. I have that video up. I also have full game coverage of the U School True North Classical game. Mark Manuel, Landon Combs, Devin Mila, and many others on U School impressed me with their offense. But I just want to mention those guys by name. And, so getting there some publicity for those guys. Some other highlights to me, guys, I covered 6 games in 5 days. I went Monday, Tuesday, went to a doubleheader on Wednesday. I saw Chaminade Madonna. They played a 3:30 game against Archbishop McCarthy. Walked them off. It was a great game. So 4-3, I think was the final. It was a 1-run game. Won the game with a 2-out infield walk-off single. Won that. Have to note the day or so before, Spencer Krasner of Chaminade Madonna struck out 12 against St. John Newman out of Naples. Impressive performance by Spencer. And then later that night, I went to Nova and saw Nova play Dr. Crop because they were playing at 7 o'clock. So chance to see the 3:30 game and a good bit of the 7 o'clock game. Nova was playing very well as well. Angelo Rivas hit a homer in that game for Nova, so give some love there. Then on Thursday, as noted, I went and saw Stoneman Douglas. Friday, U School against True North Classical. Monday for opening day, I went to Pines Charter, saw Western and Zach Barra. Zach, Central Florida commit, threw 4 shutout innings, and Western won that game. But it's been an exciting week, and we're going to kind of do these kind of roundups. I'm calling it the Curtain Call podcast here on the Man on Second show, and it's been a lot of fun. This upcoming week, I plan to be out there pretty much every day as well, and we're going to keep loading things up with more and more content. Looking forward to Tuesday. Keep an eye out. Gulliver Prep will be at U School. Gives me a chance to see Jacob Lombard, the best junior in the country, class of 2026. Jacob Lombard, widely regarded as the best junior in the state. He's either first or second nationally. Younger brother of George Lombard, who is one of the Yankees' top prospects right now. But very exciting times here on the channel. Again, please like, subscribe. We're gonna call this, like I said, the Curtain Call. Everyone, also please follow my content. Need you to click and read my stories on High School on SI. That's scorebooklive.com. Either or. I post all that on my social media accounts, so you can have access to that, and obviously keep following the channel here as we keep adding more and more, growing this podcast, growing this network, growing this channel. Thanks again to all the support I'm receiving from everybody. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the stadiums, at the ballparks. It's been a lot of fun breaking down a lot of film. Answer questions. If anyone has any questions, mention in the comments. Good way for me to correspond as well. But with that, that wraps up episode number 1 of Man on Second's Curtain Call podcast. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll catch everyone in the next video.